And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Wade Wilson. That's right, the Merc with the Mouth himself has given me a request. I feel honored and possibly a threat on my life. But Wade Wilson, you asked the question, who would win a fight? Light Yagami from Death Note, that was what it was, versus, oh god, Lelouch, I think it's the fifth or sixth, fourth, is that fourth or sixth? Leos, give me one second. I can't remember if that's a Roman numeral for. I think that's the sixth. I think that's what it is. Yeah. VI, I believe, is the sixth. Not I, and I think IV is the fourth. That's what it is. So anyway, Britannia. I'm just gonna call him Lelouch. Lelouch Britannia from Code Geass. So essentially, this is not going to be a fight, with fisticuffs or anything like that. This is essentially just going to be who kills the other first with, a random scenario. Both these guys are highly intelligent. If they exist in the same world, though, Light would have the edge because he'd actually know who Lelouch is, whereas Lelouch wouldn't necessarily know who Light is, being just like some sort of commoner or just a guy off the street. Now, that being said, power to power wise, Light never went for the Shinigami Eye, so he still needs a death note to kill someone. However, Lelouch just needs to look at someone, and he can basically use his Geass to, basically control someone's mind, put an active thing in there, and you could force Light to kill himself. That'd be just as simple. The question is, essentially, with the Death Note in hand, which you need to know the person's face, know their name, and that's basically it. Just have to write their name down in the notebook while, visually what they look like. And if you don't write a specific way they die, they'll just die of a heart attack. With that said, who would win in a fight here? Well, here's the thing. If Light, in a first meeting confrontation, if Light had never met these guys had never met each other, never knew about each other, I would say, honestly, it would go to Lelouch because Light, because he would be more inclined to use his abilities before Light could even write in the death note. But then he could even just ask, hey, what's that book in your hand? And then he has to tell him, this is the death note. You write someone's name down in this, blah, blah, blah. They will die automatically. Say, really, let me try. And then he does it and would kill Light. But the problem in this is that I always go with the most realistic scenario for the two characters fighting. And the way that Lelouch presents himself in the world, a lot of people know who he is. Light would definitely know who he is. So this fight probably, honestly, will never happen because he'll just kill him outright. But say, okay, write in my book, drop dead, this guy's, his neck or whatever. I think there was necks involved in Code Geass. It just explodes with him in it and he dies. And even then, let's assume he doesn't do that, and they do, do have a confrontation with each other. Lelouch wouldn't know immediately who Light is. Hello there. And it's like, how can I help you? And it's like, you can die. Bah! And then the problem here is knowledge of the other combatant. If they both have knowledge of each other, then Light's going to win. Absolutely. If Lelouch has knowledge of Light, but Light doesn't have knowledge of Lelouch, then Lelouch wins. But if Light has knowledge of Lelouch and Lelouch doesn't have knowledge of Light, then Light wins. So there's your three scenarios. The majority win immediately goes to Light just from the get. And if he had the Shinigami Eyes, it'd be no contest. Lelouch would be dead before he could even get off a thought, pretty much. Because I doubt his powers could frankly affect the Shinigami powers or bypass Shinigami powers. That said, is it impossible for, the other to win? Is it impossible for Lelouch to win? No, because they both have some pretty hacks abilities. The problem with Light's ability is that he actually has to write it. He needs to take a few seconds to write something down. He needs to have the death note on him, and he needs to have a pen or some writing utensil. So if he doesn't have the death note on him when he confronts him, then there is a problem there. There's a serious problem. He can't win then. Unless, he's not looking him directly in the eye. If he can not look him directly in the eye, maybe he could beat the crap out of him because one of Lelouch's weaknesses is he's physically very frail. I mean, not frail, but he's not in shape. He's not endowed. That's not a right term. What's the best way? He lacks physical ability, basically. In fact, he's below average in terms of his class and stuff like that. So I suppose Light could beat him up if he's not looking at him directly in the eye. But even then, I don't think that's I don't think that really matters long term in this type of fight. I think really it's just going to come down to who's going to get the ability to kill the other off first. And in this scenario, in the realistic scenario, where Light would actually study his opponent first, generally speaking, he would Light would be the one who wins, I think. And again, I go with the most realistic scenario, and if it's in a world where they both exist, then yes, he's going to be Light's going to be the one who knows about Lelouch before Lelouch knows about Light, and therefore Lelouch realistically actually dies before the fight ever happens. So I'm going Light about 66% of the time. About 30% of the time, I do think Lelouch would win the fight. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's Light? He wins, all of it? You think Lelouch actually wins the majority? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, superhero, magic, what if, anything you can do on the channel, put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. Tomorrow I got a Atlantic Course video and another Throne of Eldraine spoilers video. So keep your eyes out for that. Or preview videos, I should say. They're not actually spoilers, they're previews. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you folks next time. Have a good one.